Alrighty, greetings, groovy gardeners. Let's do a little update on my seed starts this year in my indoor greenhouses that I grow in my little basement apartment. Okay, so we're going to kind of try and scroll back and see if you can actually see it all this time. Yeah, I know. Isn't that something? So, pretty cool. I have a little extra space in my apartment this year, so I've got a slightly different setup and I really like it. And these are these really basic little racks that have the Barina grow lights. There's 2 on each one, so 50 watts worth of stuff. And you can see I've got all kinds of things growing. Plus, I'm using space on the floor to get the fruit bush cuttings going. So let's start, since I'm down here, let's start down here. All right, so on our left there, those are the black currant ones, and they are actually rooting up quite nicely. It's been just over 2 weeks when I reach in and I give them a little tiny gentle tug, there's resistance, and that's because the roots are grasping onto the soil. Same thing with the Haskips. This little group in here, these are kiwis that were cut 2 days ago from the actual vine, and they are a test case against this group here, which were branches that had been pruned and left on the ground to just, be ignored. And I scooped them up and I cut them and I popped them into soil because I wanted to see if they could be resurrected, if they could survive. And I don't know if you can see it, but there are actually little green leafy bits starting to appear on them. So there's a good possibility. I'm going to keep an eye on them. If they don't leaf up, or if the other ones leaf up much faster, I'll know that these ones were not viable, that taking branches off the ground doesn't work, and we'll have learned something, and I'll go get some more. So over here, sorry for the quick switch, that is blueberries in the front and just a couple of elderberries in the back to see if I can get them to root. I've never tried before. Don't know if I can. All right, onto the shelves. Let's check it out. We've got some lettuce that's going to get transplanted into my community garden plots in probably 7 to 10 days. The little tiny, little skinny guys, those are celeries. They don't like their roots being disturbed, so they're all in little pot things. Over on the side, that's probably more tomatoes and peppers getting started. Going up a row, you can see the first round of tomatoes that were started maybe 10 days ago. They're pretty gangbuster. There's parsley. In the back row, there's Swiss chard getting going. There's leeks. In the front is the recent plant of the eggplant and cilantro. And we go up another level, and it's beets and more tomatoes and peppers. Then there's some tatsoi that'll go into the garden early on. Basil in the back. Things are looking good. On this shelf is where I'm growing stuff for other people. So over here is a real mix. There's everything from stinging nettle and wormwood to purple echinacea. There's all kinds of cilantro. Down here, some seed starts for the community garden itself. These plants will be growing for food and other things to be able to sell. The garden can sell to make money or donate to charities. So there's all kinds of tomatoes. And down on the bottom, there's zinnias and basils and cilantros and parsley and all kinds of other things. So, and one last fella down on the bottom, I just moved him. He was a little annoyed. He was back in a corner. This is my poor little sweet potato fella who got stuck in a corner in some dirt, and he's been growing, but I haven't watered him regularly. And it's gotten a little chilly back there. So I've moved him out to the front, going to give him some more TLC, and I will start cutting off shoots from this, and then I will root them in water, and each one of them will become a separate sweet potato plant, which will grow a bunch of sweet potatoes. So there you go. From what I started 6 years ago, which was embarrassingly lame, and I killed almost everything, to where I am now, which is a huge difference. Not perfect. I make lots of mistakes. I drowned my spinach, so I had to put something else in their spot. Some of my flower seeds were not viable because I've never collected them before and I didn't know. And by the way, these are almost all my own seeds that I keep and save. So the ones from the Legacy Garden are their seeds, and Pasha brought his own seeds. But there you go, folks. So I hope everybody's growing their joy. I hope you don't mind my rambling update on my greenhouse. It's a nice way for me to keep track of how I'm doing, what I was doing at this date last year or the year before, and how that turned out. Was it too early or too late for the celery? Were the leeks too many in a pot or too few? This is my first time doing beets like this. No idea if it's going to work. Same thing with my tatsoi. I've never done it like this. So we'll see what works out. Take care, everybody. Yes, the world is bonkers. It always has been. You just may not have always noticed. Fear not, we got this. We are going to grow our joy in defiance of all. Much love, groovy humans.